Ben, have you taken the bins out?
No, bin day's tomorrow.
So on with the show. Welcome everybody to the West Street podcast. I'm your host Matt Taylor.
And I'm the other person that sits in the room, Ben McMullen.
Yeah, well you haven't said the same thing twice with that yet.
Did I ever actually? Oh shit, never mind, here we go.
Yeah, episode 5 on its way.
Yeah, we can't be asked to edit, so we're just running with this.
Classic ongoing joke. Right. No real Trump news to speak of in the last week,
absolutely
so
nothing has occurred in the US.
Let's talk about UKIP.
Okay, yeah, fine. That's light and breezy topic. That is UKIP and their recent vote of no confidence in their leader, Harry Palmer? No, I've completely forgotten his name.
It's fine, we'll call him Harry Palmer.
Yeah, well, we'll call him Harry Palmer while I pull up the BBC News article. But essentially, the UKIP committee has held a vote of no confidence, saying that they don't believe that he'll be a good leader. And Henry Bolton, so I was wrong on both counts in that one.
Harry Palmer.
Harry Palmer. I don't know a Harry Palmer, but sorry if you're called Harry Palmer.
Shout.
Their National Executive Committee has held a vote of no confidence, but he has gone, fuck you guys, I'm staying as leader, until Nigel Farage will come back as leader.
Really? Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what...
Is that like a hell freezes over kind
I
of
don't
thing?
know. No, he's always argued that he was only taking over the role as leader until Nigel Farage came back. So, and Nigel Farage gave him his support, but that's because Nigel Farage didn't like the other person that was standing against him. But we were saying it's a very weird thing that, like, he's actually, for a UKIP guy, he's actually, like, very qualified and seems to be quite sensible.
Yeah.
Like, he was...
I was
reading it. Yeah, he's got a good CV. I was reading his bio, and like, he was a commissioned officer in the army, and then he worked for the UN, and he's worked for the EU, and he worked for the EU like National Defence and Security Forum and think tank. And I was like, I read that, and I was like, I don't think. Have you misread UKIP? Like, is this
vote of no confidence because he's not controversial?
Yeah, exactly. And he originally stood the first time he stood for election. He stood as a Lib Dem as well.
Yeah.
So I find quite weird. But I think he'd do bits if he was a Conservative. So it's quite weird that like he's. Yeah. I don't know.
So he's there just till Nigel Farage.
I think so. He just seems to be a placeholder, which doesn't seem like a great idea. Also, disclaimer: fuck UKIP, man. Sorry for anyone that listens and is a UKIP supporter, but. Just don't.
Anything else? Yeah, we haven't talked about Hawaii yet, but...
Yeah, I mean, we can cover that briefly.
Everyone knows what happened there.
I think the only interesting thing I really pulled from that was that, according to the US Central Command, that they estimate that if a missile was launched from North Korea, it'd take between 32 and 37 minutes to reach Hawaii, and they issued the... Don't worry, there's no missile coming thing. 38 minutes after the initial one.
So you think maybe
I wonder if there was you think that, I think it was just genuinely someone went, nothing's come yet. Maybe this was a false alarm. But you go for the much more tinfoil hat theory of maybe there was an actual missile.
Well, you never know. These things are always so translucent. But, I don't know, what would you have done with those 38 minutes?
Oh no, I want to say a really degenerate joke, but I can't. I'm not saying it. What would I have done with those 38 minutes?
Some people are stuck in their cars. That'd be the worst thing.
Yeah, I think it would.
You don't know where to.
But you're in Hawaii. Get out your car. Go lie down in a field. Just I mean, I'd probably be really sensible, wouldn't I? It's me. I'd be. You go for like you'd head underground, car parks. We'd head to the basement.
Yeah.
Classic basement battle. I'd be really sensible. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be any of those like people that.
Surprised that people just didn't go run to Pearl Harbor and just start getting really racist, shouting things.
Those damn Japs had it again.
Yeah, well, America. Yeah, but they must have thought, it's the end of the world. I mean, end of the fucking world. So
that was your transition you were telling me about. That was your segue that you thought was going to be so smooth.
What are we discussing this week, Ben? What have we been watching? What did we binge in the space of one night?
In an entire night, we watched the entirety of The End of the Fucking World.
And it's not a Netflix original, is it? I believe.
It was commissioned by Channel 4. But we watched it on Netflix because no ad breaks.
Shout out to Netflix if you want to sponsor us at any point. You know where we are. baseinpod@gmail.com.
Do we want to talk about End of the Fucking World?
I think we do.
Yeah. After that smooth segue that no one's going to notice. Do you want to kick off?
Oh, I don't even know it.
You want to kick off End of the Fucking World? Go on.
Well, yeah. Well, I was less of a fan of it than you were.
Yeah.
It's a bit artsy.
Yeah.
A bit. I don't know. It's kind of just. It started as if it was going to go one way, and then it didn't go that way. So it just starts as genuinely like a slasher thing where you're in the original concept. I thought was quite good. You're in the mind of the kid who's a psychopath.
Yeah. And wants to kill someone.
And I think it completely deviates away from that after like the first
so really,
few
Matt,
episodes.
what you have a problem with is good character development.
Hey.
Ooh.
No, I just think it's just a waste when it just becomes another kid's running away from the law. I don't know. Yeah, the kid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a fair enough.
It was still
it's an original concept, but then it got more generic as time
yeah,
went on.
the way they did it, yeah, I did enjoy it. And there were some good twists and turns, but I just think it would have genuinely just been interesting to see the journey of a kid who was a psychopath, a genuine psychopath, killed someone.
Were you kind of rooting for him to kill her in the end?
I don't know. No, not by the end because it got.
Sorry, spoilers.
It got to the point where I was just like, I don't know what I wanted to happen.
To be fair, I wonder if you don't know what you wanted to happen, because I feel the same thing. I don't actually know what I wanted to happen at the end, but that's because we watched it in one sitting.
Yeah, fair. So we didn't have any time to think about what.
We didn't. Yeah, exactly. We
were told
straight in for 4 hours, or whatever it was. Yeah, because I found it interesting that you and Joe both didn't like it that much. You thought it was too artsy and didn't really go anywhere.
It wasn't.
Whereas me and Tash both really quite liked it. Did Tash not like it that much? I don't know. Tash sent us an email, tell us how much. But I wonder if that's, I don't know. She listens to all of these as well, doesn't she? Yeah.
One of the two listeners.
Cat and Corbs. I really liked it though, yeah. Because I thought I liked the filming style. It wasn't like Wes Anderson if Wes Anderson was a bit dark.
Aspect of it, yeah.
Quote to Gareth for that, because he just texted me that. And I did say during the thing that it was very Wes Anderson.
A lot of times.
I liked the fact that there was kind of a redemptive arc for the characters.
Oh, for him, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like the fact that I liked her anyway.
I didn't like her.
She was
such an obnoxious little child.
I feel like maybe she wasn't. She's probably not a reflection of most people, and she's probably not a reflection of most of the people we know.
No.
But I feel like there are people out there who are like her. My sister, God, she fucking is a lot like Gemma, to be fair. And also, I feel like maybe she's kind of that part of us. She's supposed to be an exaggeration of the part of people that just genuinely wants to go just fuck this quite often.
Yeah. But I don't know. It was all an act for her, wasn't it? It wasn't her. I don't know. I liked him though. He was dark. Whoever played the main.
Yeah, because he plays in if you haven't seen it, he also plays the kid in Shut Up and Dance from Black Mirror, which is I think probably my least favourite episode of Black Mirror, not in terms of I didn't like it, in terms of I just found the subject matter so awful I didn't want to watch it again, because it's the one where they blackmail people over their online histories.
And he is a teenager.
And he's a teenager. I know, I just, it's not relevant. I'd like to point out, because, spoilers, it turns out in the end that he'd been watching kiddie porn. That's not why I'm uncomfortable.
No.
But it's just you're watching it and you're suddenly fuck me. Imagine if someone could get hold of some of the stuff he said online, and to what, I don't know, it's one of those episodes where it's one of those Black Mirror episodes that fucks you up because it's very close to reality.
Because it invades your privacy, because all that stuff.
Yeah, and it happens in a contemporary setting, so you genuinely think fuck me. Someone could really do me if they got my internet history in a lot of ways. I think I don't know if they got some of the records of the conversations I send, probably.
Yeah, stuff like that. But it's not something
to what level would you go?
Yeah.
Because in the episode, there's guys that have been cheating on their wives, and I can't remember what the other.
Yeah, there's loads of overlapping people who are
Yeah, who are
blackmailed as
also
well,
getting
yeah.
blackmailed the same thing. But it's the same kid from that episode, and he plays a similar thing of like he's quite a quiet kid that doesn't say very much, but he's much more firm in End of the Fucking World than he is in Black Mirror. But he's clearly like he's a good actor, and I thought it was a good character, and it was, as you said, it was a really good concept. It was an interesting concept of taking like some sort of kid that's somewhere on the spectrum and a sociopath, and kind of saying, well, what happens if we just let them do this? And we sort of like, and you start off though, and you're kind of like, when he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this girl, you're like, fuck, I kind of want to see if he does it. Let's see where he goes with this.
Also, I thought they were setting her up to be an insensitive character, so that if you kill her, then you don't automatically condemn him. You kind of go, oh well.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know, because if she'd have been this girl next door, then maybe like, and then he kills her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like the so something I did enjoy a lot about it is the parents.
You did
both kids. No, I really like the parents.
Yeah.
And the police, actually, the police hunting them down was very, because you never rooted against the police trying to track them down, apart from maybe the other one. Because there's two police, isn't there? There's one who wants to just lock them up, throw away the key, and then there's the one who's more sympathetic.
Yeah, I feel like, again, I feel like a lot of the characters, when they put two characters in, like those two police officers, actually what they did is they exaggerated both their personalities in order to make them two opposing sides of an argument, which most people would have within themselves. Yeah. So you're having that argument of, well...
And they have this romantic history.
Which is quite... I mean, it's quite interesting just to see. I feel like they do the human interactions really well in that. Like, it feels quite natural, some of the conversations, interactions. But it was... yeah, you're right. I thought the parents were good. I thought the dad of the boy was actually... You start off and you're like, fuck this guy, he's a dickhead. And actually, by the end of it, you're like, man, he's just someone that's trying to, like...
He's just trying.
Anyway, yeah, I thought the dad... You start off with the dad, and you're like, oh, what? Like, screw this guy. He's just not a nice guy. And then by the end, you're going, like, actually, you know what? He's just a dad. He's just a guy that's trying to get over the fact that his wife killed herself in front of his son. And his son is a weird motherfucker. Yeah. Like, when he said, like, when they were like, why did you give the kid a knife at 13? He went, well, he asked for a machete, so I got him a smaller knife. And you're like, actually, that's quite a good compromise. Of like, you know, if the kid wanted a knife, you sort of for his 13th birthday. Also, I can kind of understand, like, you join the Kid Scouts or something at 13, right? Yeah. Finally had this conversation earlier today, didn't we? But, like, you join the Scouts at 13, I can sort of understand, like, if you're 13, join the Scouts, your parents might get you a knife. Yeah. I think actually when I joined the cadets, I think when not a hunter's knife, but like when I joined the cadets, I think my grandparents got me a knife, like a pen knife.
Yeah, pen knife.
So it's like so like I can sort of like you sympathise with.
I definitely get it. I never truly hated the dad. Like I just thought.
I saw the thing, and I was like, well, also I think I wonder if they did the depictions. You know, when you see the dad for the first few episodes, when you see him with the police, he's very different to when you see him through the flashbacks. I wonder if that's because they do it so you're seeing it through the kid's eyes. Yeah. So the kid sees the exaggerated, like, he eats really shit and drinks loads of beer. Yeah. And that's actually just what the kid remembers. Yeah. What's his name? James? Yeah. Yeah, it's just what James remembers. When you see him with the police and he's like a genuinely concerned dad, that's actually the more... And he does protect that's the unbiased third narrator kind of look, whereas when you see him through the flashbacks, that's the kids, you're seeing it through the kid's eyes. I wonder if that's why, like in the first few episodes, he seems quite different. I'm not sure.
No, that makes sense. And then you've just got the girl's parents.
Yeah. Well, no, the girl's mum.
Yeah, she's in the abusive relationship. Yeah. And the stepdad.
I don't know if it's... Was it outright, or was it even hinted at that it was abusive, or just he was controlling?
He was he was controlling maybe a bit.
And he was definitely pervy.
Yeah.
Because he was hitting on her, wasn't he? When she was young.
He's very sleazy. But there's just no pictures of her, and you kind of see. Yeah, I think the unbiased narrator are the police. Yeah. So they're the third party in this.
And I wonder if that's why you get the two different sort of perspectives on it, which is because they show that they're not as biased.
I haven't thought of it that way.
Like, I just thought it was really well done. It was a good way to spend 4 hours.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I wouldn't watch it again.
No, it's not got it's not got very much rewatchability at all.
No,
because there's no. any twists and turns
No.
it really takes. You just
No, and there's nothing like. I don't think there's anything. There's nothing like you don't. I don't know.
there's nothing that you get out of it.
No, it's not an easy watch either.
No.
So
No, it's not.
I feel like if you want to watch something again, it's because it's an easy watch.
Yeah.
Like you enjoyed it the first
Like
time.
Friends.
Yeah, Friends, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. Blue Man State.
BMS. Love Sick, like stuff like that. I find like just it's not. But I'll be interested for season 2 as well. I think.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't rush back. It's something like that I'll watch.
Yeah, well, if it comes out
Okay.
next year, we'll probably I'll probably watch it. So.
Oh, a film needs to come out that we can see. Sick of watching Netflix. Oh well.
Fucking hell, alright, mate. just because you don't like westerns, so missed out on the Godless train.
Yeah, I don't want to get on the Godless hypes. There'll be no Godless podcast.
It is.
Unless you want to do.
No, we don't need to do a Godless. I'm also not sure about what's going on. I've missed bits of it. Because I did some cooking for the beginning.
Yeah.
I was cooking for the beginning of the first episode. That was a rookie error. And I missed it for half an hour for a phone call. And I came back in and I'm like, Christ. And Dom just knows everyone's name.
Yeah.
And all the names of the towns and all the different subplots. And I'm like, Dom, what the fuck? Like, he's like, well, I haven't done anything else today. It's just...
Yeah, when we get more into term, it's literally just me and you in the kitchen, like it was with Mindhunter. I think that's when the.
We've got the Manhunt one. That's on Netflix. That's a TV show.
Okay.
It's about the hunt for the Unabomber in the US. It's supposed to be similar to Mindhunter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I think I've seen that because it comes up just because you watch Mindhunter.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I'll give you that. Which
Fair.
one?
Where do we go now?
I just want to do a North South divide. It's gonna be a short episode today, I feel.
Yeah.
I think that's how we're feeling today, isn't
Fair.
it?
I know.
Yeah. Right.
You've got
North.
seminar prep to do.
Oh no, I've done it.
You actually?
Yeah.
Look at you.
There's barely anything to do.
Oh yeah, but you got a 10 a.m. lecture.
Right, so this week's North South divide. We haven't really got many in mind, but you found.
I found an interesting little fact. A tea cake is a totally different thing up north.
Yeah. So
And
what do you think of tea?
So a tea cake to me are those sweets. They're fancy. You get them in M&S.
The chocolate,
It's basically a biscuit,
marshmallow.
marshmallow, covered in chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
like a wagon
never really
wheel, but it's like a bubble. Yeah.
Yeah, big ass wagon wheel. Never really. Actually, that's a spot on. That's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
They're like it's half a wagon.
They're a fluffy, they're
Yeah.
tall wagon.
And they're big, and like it never really occurred to me that it'd be cool. I didn't know why it was called a tea cake, but
Yeah.
it never really occurred to me that they.
Because you have it with tea, I assume. I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
guess, yeah. Just didn't-
But a tea cake to me is two things. It's so because of my Cumbrian origins, in the Lake District, a tea cake is just a carb or a bab. So genuinely, if you want
Just
a
a
roll,
roll.
if you want a bread roll,
Yeah,
you have to ask for a tea cake. Otherwise,
that'd fuck me up, man.
yeah, because I was with my granddad. I was talking about. I know what a tea cake. And he was just talking about ham sandwich. I'm like, why would you put ham in a tea cake? But
I like how even you're baffled by someone by slightly further north, like
slightly further. It's about it's about 100 miles north.
yeah, slightly further.
Whoa. And then tea cake as well is like a brioche kind of bun. It's a hot cross bun without the cross.
Yeah, and sort of more. Yeah, no,
you
hot
toast
cross
it and
bun.
have butter on. Yeah,
I fucking love hot cross buns.
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
fair.
So that's a tea cake to me.
Man,
Growing up with that.
so odd.
Did it at school, like 30p tea cake. Delicious.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, this was like what year when I was about 8, so
Wow.
10, 12 years ago. Oh god, I remember you could get a slice of toast for 10p. Oh, I bet it's 30p at least now at schools. Country's gone to the dogs. God.
Yeah, I bet. Freddo, £4.50.
Oh, don't get me started. Right. Yeah. I don't know who wins there in the North South divide.
I think that was just an
Just
interesting,
culture shock.
just an interesting side.
As
fact.
usual, you know, we both learned something new,
Yeah,
and I'm hoping the listeners learn something too.
that rhymed. That rhymed.
Big time.
Just.
You. Basement battle. You had an
Yeah.
interesting one.
Yeah.
No Trump as usual. Who do you think?
Theresa May versus I don't know his first name.
Is it
Macron.
Emmanuel?
Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah.
That's it. The French premier, president. Because they had a meeting today about the EU and Brexit and things, and he basically went, no. It is still what we said the first time. I read, interestingly, there was a genuine thing about 5 years ago when it first came out about leaving the EU.
Yeah.
There was a memo the EU sent out, or like someone from the EU sent out, and they went, no, there can't be any picking and choosing of rules. You have to understand. It's going to be like this. He went, I'll put it in a way you English will understand. You can't join a European football league and then ask to play rugby. And I was like, but I read it and I was like, damn, they're not. It's not like they're changing their position. It's not like anyone's really surprised that they're doing this. He was like, it's not a buffet. You can't pick and choose. But
he's French with their
like the French do buffets. Theresa May and Macron. So who do you think would win? Maybot or darling Macron?
Yeah, Macron wouldn't hit a woman. But then as soon as May got at him, maybe he'd defend himself. He's too.
May's not a woman. She's a robot.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Classic Maybot. Strong and
yeah.
stable. I mean, she is strong and stable.
She's got a powerful stance on her as well. So I think she's
those heels.
Yeah.
She's imagine taking them.
Yeah. No, they're weapons, and I think Macron. Yeah, he's a lover, but he's not a fighter, is he? He's got the words.
But he's not talking her down. But once they're in the basement, they are fighting.
Yeah. Selected hearing May would not hear his words.
No,
and she would batter him with her heels.
Yeah, I'm backing Maybot as well.
She'd batter him with her P45.
Do you reckon she carries a gun around? Do you think that's one of the perks of being Prime Minister?
No,
to get
because
a gun
all
in your
she
handbag?
needs is a knife.
Funny, when I become Prime Minister, I'm going to ask for a gun in my handbag.
Well, that's funny because as the leader of the opposition, I'll just, I don't know, that's me. I don't know where I was going with that. It started and it tailed away. No.
Oh.
This has been a very interesting episode, hasn't it? It feels very shit.
It's still going out. We still need to put one out.
Oh God! Right? Yeah. Do you want to just wrap it up?
I feel like you've contributed so much to this episode as well, Des. Like all 4 sentences have been really good.
Oh, it's just because it's been on topics that I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, okay. I've been Ben McMullen. Matt is currently crying into a chair at the state of his life. This has been the West Street Podcast, and we're really sorry.
Yeah.
It's the stop button.